Hello, everybody. I'm back. The arm wrestling philosopher, the master analyzer, the guru Ashish Sengupta is back after a short hiatus, or whatever, however it might be pronounced. Today, my thoughts are not collected. I wanted to make a video about the upcoming King of the Table match between Georgi and Devon. I wanted to discuss in details Georgi's strengths, weaknesses, and the things he needs to work upon to somehow put up a decent show in the match. More than you all, Georgie had to watch that video to develop a strategy going forward, how to prepare for the match. An impossible match to win, I might add. Sadly, I didn't have time and something happened, and now there's too short a time left, too less time left for me to train Georgie virtually. I feel kinda guilty that I deprived him of a proper, balanced, channeled training. But I've had it with the Devon fans. They are creating too much noise, rather noise pollution virtually. They're thumping their chests like kangaroos. No, not like gorillas. Gorillas are strong, but Devon and his fans are weak physically and mentally. And now, stop bullying Dennis. You guys, I've had it. You're making me very angry. And shame on you, Devon. Yes, it's true. Dennis did call you out. He chose you. You didn't choose him. You accept it. But, you're too cunning, my dear friend. Denise had no idea about your secret, murky, dire, diabolic mission to gain strength and advantage unfairly, I might say grossly, unethically. Right? But that is a different story. This is just the beginning. You have given rise to the anger of the Hulk. And you all know what happens when the Hulk gets angry. But that is for a different video, a different story. Many of you guys have attacked me on Facebook and YouTube for having a different opinion about Devon's arm wrestling abilities. You're attacking me, speaking nonsense, and you all are incurring my wrath and fury. You cannot do anything. All this is futile, pointless. You can never extinguish a volcano. A volcano like me is all consuming. And I am not just an arm wrestling philosopher. I am also a cerebral grandmaster. I cut through illusions. I am 10 steps away, ahead of you all. And today I'll analyze point-wise how a human, a normal, very strong person, changed or rather metamorphized into a monster. I'll go point by point. I have written down the points out there. Now, I need to prove to you non-believers that this is not the same Devon. He's a different person. And the most convincing proof of that is Jodie Larratt. Remember Jodie Larratt? How she would run around, prance, spring around, jump like an obsessed woman during his matches, fighting with the ref, fighting with the spectators, and even with the opponent's corner persons. However, since the last 4 months, we saw a very different Jodie Larratt. The first match was against Hermes. A different Jodie, a calmer and more composed Jodie. A bit tensed, but hugely different. Not the same woman disrupting matches as she always used to do year after year. And in the match versus Dave Chaffee, she was cool as a cucumber. Once or twice she did poke her nose into the match, but she enjoyed it. She was never tensed, angry, agitated, anxious. None of those qualities remained. And we all know in the match against Devon, she didn't even bother to watch properly. She knew the outcome. And the biggest proof was when the third round was restarted. Of all persons, Jodie didn't protest. She did not protest. Does that not prove something is rotten in the state of Canada? The match against Georgi, the left-handed super match, where Devon played around with Georgi. The same Devon who never practiced with his left arm, never trained his left arm in the last 4 years. Where did he get that strength? Think, my boys, think. Devon has turned into a biological cyborg with the germs, the stem cells, the bacteria, and the herbs all reacting against each other. In the movies, you see mechanical, electronic cyborgs, but this is a biological cyborg. And you know what? You might laugh, but Devon, at this point of time, And with time progressing, as his strength grows, as the bacteria manifest and interact with his normal birth biological cells, I mean the ones he naturally had, as the injected ones are taking over his entire body, he's becoming stronger and stronger. And today, trust me, Tyson Fury would get knocked out by Devon Larratt in a boxing match. Yes, Tyson's strength, technique would not hurt Devon. And so would the MMA heavyweight champion Jon Jones, because he also can't defeat Devon. You are thinking this is fanciful thinking, wishful thinking, vivid imagination? No, it's all logic. See, Tyson Fury cannot knock out Devon because Devon does not feel pain. So ultimately, Devon would prevail and win. And in mixed martial arts, you cannot tap him out with an armbar or a chokehold or nothing. Triangle choke, scissor choke, guillotine choke, nothing. Because he doesn't feel pain, nor in his muscles, nor in his joints or bones. But Devon has bitten off more than he can chew, my friends. The CIA and NASA are now onto him. I have heard from reliable sources. They want to use him to see if human cyborgs can be created in reality. And now, before I end, I'll prove to you all fully and finally and convincingly how this is a different person. Let's start with his match against Jodie. That was the match before he faced Levon. Jodie flop pressed him to hell. And we all know what happened with Levon Saginashvili. I don't need to go over that. Then his match with Sandri Sedis. Devon did win, but he had to struggle and struggle and struggle against Sandris, a nobody. And then his match with Prudnik, Evgeny Prudnik. Again, Devon prevailed. But how much did he have to struggle? And before that, there was the match at King of the Table with John. And it was a hell of a fight. And finally, the last chapter of the week, Devon, somewhere around May, was when he practice pulled John somewhere. I don't know where this place was. And he could not hold John without the strap. And after that, Devon Larratt decided enough is enough. He quit. Before that, he used to talk about only competing in the 105 kilos with Kirdigali and others. And then that thing happened. Somehow, somewhere, someone gave him access to stem cells. And Devon was warned by his friends that these can be dangerous, can have severe side effects. But Devon thought, I might as well die rather than be the loser. The world knows me too. the world knows me to be. So the experiment started, the injections, the masks, the infusions, the transfusions, cell replacement, tons of bacteria, and lo and behold, voila, he started getting stronger and stronger. Can you imagine? He could do a snatch, the Olympic weightlifting snatch of 200 kilos. That's world record stuff. He can bicep curl 215 kilos. Straight curl, not where you use your back. And the straight curl world record is 116, the one recently made by breaking Dennis's prior record of 114 kilos. He transformed into this monster. He didn't show anybody his strength. He only showed, the only proof, the only video we have is the pronation lift of 150 pounds. How did he do that? Have you ever seen Devon lifting heavy? No, because he could not. And before then the transformation started. The match with Gennady. Devon was injected and strong, but not completely. So Gennady caught him thrice. Twice. One was a win by a foul. Both were the flop presses. And Devon was a bit surprised. That's why, that is the reason he asked for a rematch just 20 days later. You see, everything adds up. The strength started increasing. And the super powerful Hermes Gasparini was squashed like a tomato. Not like a pumpkin, like a tomato. Dave Chaffee was blown over. And we all have seen what happened in the match with Dennis. The most viewed match in the history of arm wrestling. Unethical, unfair, not done. But there is more to the story as it unfolds. For today, Philosopher Ashish. Oh, I forgot. He could even defeat, had to struggle with John just 6 months back. Imagine that very John Brzenk, whom everybody defeats nowadays. There is nobody who has not defeated John, other than Alexei Voivoda, but that doesn't count. Voivoda is a vegan, and vegans, and arm wrestling a vegan is like arm wrestling a woman. Vegans are weak. So Voivoda win of John Brzenk doesn't count. So even with that very weak John Brzenk, Devon had to struggle 6 months back. Doesn't it further cement my point? I know even the most ardent Devon fan is not sure, right? I made you think. And today I am signing off. I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.